All right, we should be streaming live now. Let's see, you should get a little indication that we're streaming. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Energy Upgrade with Lisa. I'm trying something new today, so if you're catching us here live, feel free to drop me a comment. I'll be watching throughout this entire session. Again, my name is Lisa Aubin. I am a Feng Shui professional, and I am a Feng Shui professional trainer with my partner, Steve Kodad. Steve is my partner in the school, the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui, and co-founder as well. And we are so excited to be here with you today. This is so wonderful to make the introduction. Steve, why don't you say hi to everyone?
Hi, everybody. My name's Steve Kodad, and I'm very pleased to be here and be able to talk to Lisa about all the great things that we are doing right now. We're really quite excited about the upcoming month, upcoming year, and again, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to have you here. I think I talk about you so much that people might have been wondering if you're a real person or not, outside of our students and our friends and family. So Steve, you're going to be a part of the energy upgrade session today, and I do see that we are there. So guys, if you are watching with us, say hello. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to go about our normal energy upgrade session, and Steve and I are going to share some insights and wisdom and intuition. So if you have your pen and paper ready, I invite you to please write down your goals that you intend to move forward. And we will be divining of the ancient I Ching today and repairing your emotional aura field so you can move forward with clarity and ease. And Steve and I are going to be imparting some of our Feng Shui wisdom and things that you can do to activate your space. So we know that your space is an extension of your energy. And when we have it in harmony and working with your own personal energy, thereby you can move forward towards your goals, just feeling so much more whole and meet them so much easier. And so this is going to be really powerful. You're lucky if you're receiving this live, but if you're watching the recording, we want to know if this resonates with you. All right, to get started, I'm going to light my candle with the intention to connect with those watching here live with us today and on the recording. So Steve, what are your thoughts on intention when you are doing something with intention versus just doing something?
Well, as you of course know, it to me is one of the most important things that we could possibly do. It is definitely going to make whatever change or whatever cure you're looking forward to, it's going to double the effect, triple the effect. Without it, you might see some changes, but with it, anything is possible. So I learned a long time ago that visualization and intention are such a big part of what we do and how my life has been impacted, and I'm sure yours also is. It's a huge thing.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that you've shared that secret to success with me as we were advancing in our Feng Shui studies and developing our businesses together. Just how much intention and even shared group intention can empower you and support you. And it really does magnetize what you are looking to achieve. Helps you to actualize your goals, really just step into it. It's been really amazing. So to be able to share that with our students, with our friends and our colleagues, and with as many people as possible is so rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to be divining of the ancient I Ching today. So the I Ching is it's the ancient book of changes. It is at the foundation of Feng Shui. It tells us the story of the 5 elements, the 5 earthly elements that we work with as Feng Shui professionals. Steve and I we practice Landform School, which is the oldest school of thought, and also BTB Feng Shui, which is Black Sect Tibetan Buddhist Feng Shui. And it's deeply rooted in intention and intuition. And we're going to be sharing that with you today. I will be divining of the ancient I Ching and asking what is the energy surrounding those who desire to receive this energy upgrade with us today. What is the energy around those wishing to receive this energy upgrade today? And what can they look for in their lives to help indicate that they are moving forward towards their goals as they should? And thank you. So we divine of the ancient Yi Ching as if it were an ancient wise person. Today I'm using cards. Traditionally we use coins. So in the interest of time, I'm using these beautiful cards. They are by Paul O'Brien, Visionary Yi Ching cards. So you can use this as a modality. There's other ways to divine as well. Please tell us, what is the current energy around those wishing to receive this energy upgrade? Whoa. The first hexagram we're looking at is Great Abundance. It is hexagram 55, really beautiful. So this is the energy here of thunder above and fire below, great abundance. This is the current energy that you are in today. Hold what you wrote down on your piece of paper, your goal, in your mind. Envision it if you can, as Steve was describing. Envision it deeply, as if you've already received it. We're looking for the changing energy. Another beautiful one. So this is the energy of innocence. It's hexagram number 25. And this is sky above, thunder below. And there's a lot going on in this energy right now. There's a lot of change lines. This tells me there's a lot of transformation. I've heard this out in the collective. There's a lot of people out there that they feel like they're going through such a transition that they feel squeezed. And I've been describing this feeling is almost like when you're getting to the bottom of the tube of toothpaste and you're trying to squeeze out that last bit. And other people describe it as if, you know, they're tight, caged up like a cocoon. So it's that right before emergence. We're looking at the energy of abundance, and I do see it's from the divine or the heavens down to the earthly realm. There's several change lines, and I'm going to read through this, and Steve and I are going to share some insights with you. So hexagram 55, as it talks about thunder above and fire below, is really powerful, highly auspicious to receive this. Great abundance. Abundance comes into full flower when a group is unified and the power of its leadership is at its peak. This is like the sun at midday, a high noon of clarity, insight, and progress. Whether this refers to a national cycle, a business boon, or a period of personal abundance, peak periods can be brief. So it is important to bale your hay while the sun is shining. During a period of abundance, it is skillful to show benevolence and to share the fruits of one's good fortune. Think of good deeds now as a hedge against scarcity in the future. This reading bodes well for the raising of children and the nurturing of healthy family or any close-knit group. This is really, really beautiful energy, and I like that it's talking about the idea of the cycle of change. Nothing is permanent. No dark nor light is permanent at any time. It's constantly changing. That yin and yang, right, Steve?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, energies can be quite elusive sometimes, but it can never be destroyed totally. So, you know, it's definitely part of what we do as Feng Shui practitioners. And so definitely a big part of what this whole school and program are all about.
Yeah, I love it. I love to see the transformation in people. And I love that even when we're feeling like giving up and times are lost, within that moment, there's a little bit of light that exists. And so it's just hold on past that season and to let things evolve into something different and shift. Nothing is permanent. As we're talking about the change lines, talking about from the heavens down, arrogance in the handling of power tends to bring the opposite of the desired effect. If you strive for abundance so single-mindedly that you alienate those who are close to you, you will be left holding an empty bag. Too bad. Holding power is like bringing a large torch into a sea of candles. The more the flame is passed to others, the greater the chance that the torch will be reignited. Ooh, if its flame dies out. Misfortune results from isolation. And this has been a real reoccurring theme, I think, especially in these past 3 years that we've been working together, Steve, the idea of community and helping others for the greater good. And nothing can be done. Things can be done in isolation, but I love how the I Ching shares with us. And again, these are very ancient. This is a modern translation of an ancient text. And what is recognized here is the idea that having a helpful people and community around you will help to keep you maintaining your energy levels, will help you to continue towards your goal. It will prolong your success. And when you isolate yourself so tightly from anyone who may be trying to help you, supporters, your flame could die out. You might get stuck in one of these downtimes. Is this bringing to mind any ideas, Steve, in terms of areas of chi that we evaluate?
The first thing that I thought of when you read that, Lisa, was about balance. And to me, balance is a huge thing that a lot of us keep chasing.
Yeah.
And sometimes we catch it for a while and then it gets going again. But balance is a real important aspect of what you and I try to achieve with our students and try to achieve in our own lives too. There are so many great things out there, but sometimes we can get so closed-minded and we have these blinders on and we just keep moving ahead on one aspect of things, and that's not good. Both of us certainly try to exercise and we try to do other things other than what this is all about, but balance is a tremendously important aspect for anybody to try to get into their lives, and something that we really push an awful lot in our classes and in our mentoring.
What I think is unique too, Steve, is whenever we hold a class, the unique bonds that each class has with one another and how well they support each other in their learning and meeting each other where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a unique experience. It's like a capsule each time that we have a class, and there's always something that ties them together.
Right.
Perhaps it's one class tends to have a lot of realtors in it, and so they relate over those shared experiences. And another class has something that in their personal lives that they're all overcoming together. And so it feels like it's not by accident. It feels like collectively we come together to help support each other as we're learning.
Yeah, that the support is real important. And there's no doubt that, when you and I first met and we first started talking about putting a school together, the idea of being there to being helpful for people and being supportive of people was one of the first things that we talked about. So, yeah, it's one of the great things about our classes is that it seems like a lot of them actually enjoy each other. And we have come together sort of like a family in a lot of ways. And we appreciate them. And I know that they appreciate us too. And so it's more than just a school. It's very, very special.
Yeah, it's that that soul tribe family kind of feeling. There's a reason why certain people present in our lives at the exact right time. It's just like how you and I met, quite honestly, by accident, appearing at the right time. Had we not met at that time, we might not have evolved into doing what we're doing today. And it's not something that can be forced. It needs to be, allowed.
Right. You're totally right.
So the other change lines here talk about those who bring modesty to high positions attract those who are capable of offering brilliant counsel. Accepting good advice brings blessings and supreme good fortune. The situation is like that of a wealthy man who hires the best investment advisors and then listens to them. The rich get richer in wisdom and in wealth alike. So this is really quite aligned and attuned to everything we've been talking about so far in terms of surrounding yourselves with people that are going to listen to you, they are going to be honest to you, but also to be able to be receptive of feedback and honest feedback.
Right. Yeah, we're all about success, and there's a lot of different ways to get there. But without a doubt, people have to listen, and they have to put the time and effort into it. There's nothing magical about what we do. We definitely lead people in the right direction, and most of them, if not all of them, take it you know, by the throat and really work at it. And most of them are very successful at this time, which we're really pleased about.
Yeah, it's so neat to hear from our students and as they grow and what they're tapping into, and also just to hear how excited they are when we check in. But on the same times, we're not always happy, sunshine and rainbows and puppy dogs. Sometimes we're there for each other when things get a little tough and they start to feel stagnant.
Yeah, for sure.
But this time, where we are at this collective energy right now, the I Ching is talking about this energy of great abundance, and it can feel very exciting. And I think one of the underlying threads that's coming through really strongly is keeping in mind the sharing of abundance with others around you and the people that support you the most. Those people that are closest to you, those people that have supported you on your journey and giving back and being humble and receptive. I think that's something that we hold true in our school, is we learn as much from our students sometimes as we are teaching, and we are facilitators in their experience, not dictators. So there's I have a lot of respect for our students and having the bravery and the courage and the autonomy to continue in their studies and the pursuit of their goals.
Oh, right. The folks that we have attracted to the school are amazing. And, it's no real surprise that they have reached out and they found us and have continued with their studies. But now they do have an awful lot to tell, a lot to bring to the conversation. It's really quite interesting to hear how they're progressing with respect to their lives and with their studies.
And I think sometimes, and you hit like a really important point too, sometimes it does feel like magic in moments of abundance, and you feel like, wow, this is such a magical experience, but it's really not. Feng Shui and what we are facilitating is not magic. It's actually very practical and relatable and functional, and involving modern everyday household and personal items.
That's really so true, and it's a point that we really need to make here. That when I got involved with this, I was a realtor, and had been a mathematics teacher before that, and so this really had to speak to me in a lot of different ways that might resonate with you all out there. There had to be a lot of common sense to this. There had to be a lot of proof to some of these things, and it's one of the things that we try to always share with folks. Hey, look, there's a reason why this does work. And so again, if we didn't have that, I'm not sure we'd even have a school at this point. But there's an awful lot of practical ways of using this, and a lot of ways that it's going to make you successful.
And I think that that research, the data that we pull together, the science, it's hard to put into words the unseen, the feelings, the unseen of what you're experiencing in an environment or your intuition. It's hard for anyone walking around to be able to quantify what that is. But when we're able to bring together and share the science and the data and the studies, it not only makes it more relatable, but more tangible and something that you can integrate into your lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle, right?
Oh boy, is it ever.
Yeah.
and certainly a lot of my life revolves around this, and how I want to incorporate it in my day-to-day existence. But it is definitely a lifestyle. We are basically introducing you to a lifestyle that, to us, and probably to a lot of the people out there, as being something that really makes us feel very positive, very motivated. And so it has definitely changed my mind and my world when I got started with it about 17 years ago.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, and your passion does come through in all that you do, all of your presentations and in the way that you live your life and make sure that you have all of the pieces in harmony. It requires a great maintenance. And so there is a dedication there. This isn't a set it and forget it mode. You don't hit a button and say, I'm Feng Shui, I got my certification, and now I'm in harmony.
Yeah, that for very sure. You know, a lot of people do. They just decide to purchase some tapes or whatever and think it's going to change something. And sadly, most people put them on the shelf and then maybe they look through it the first time. But that's not the way you're going to handle Feng Shui and Feng Shui training. It's going to open up your eyes and your mind to an awful lot of potential. And but you know, we certainly can at times be a little bit picky with you. We want to make sure that you know that you're practicing and that you're working at it. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to get the benefit out of it. And we want everybody to actually succeed and feel very, very strongly, very, very positively about Feng Shui.
Yeah, I love that about our profession and being within the International Feng Shui Guild. Everyone is in their profession, in their practice for no other reason than to improve the lives of those around them and ultimately as many people as possible. It's it's a great honor. It feels great to know that you're in a community of people that are helpers.
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
So lastly, we're talking more closely to the human realm and this energy, and it talks about in times of abundance, plots and intrigues are like eclipses of the sun, which only happen occasionally. It is often best to handle periods of temporary darkness by doing nothing, letting them pass in sync of their own weight. To try to do battle with negative forces at this time would only cause you to stumble. Hold inwardly to what is true, and the sunshine will reemerge soon enough. I think we were just talking about this too. If there's people out there that are watching right now and they feel lost on their life path journey, they feel lost on their journey towards that goal that they just wrote down, really just hold tight a minute because there's a little bit of light that's burning within that's going to soon turn into a time of abundance again. And this period of abundance that you are within right now, those of you who are tuned in with us or receiving this recording, it is also something that's going to change at one time. So this understanding and acceptance of that yin and yang of life and the ever changing is, and being able to weather all the different seasons is could be something that gives you hope to keep continuing on. And Steve, you know what that makes me think of is, and I do a lot of talking with you about this, we see people within the profession and they're so well read and they've taken so many classes and certifications. They lined their whole fame and reputation area with certifications. And then we see that they give up and they lose hope. And oftentimes within that first year of starting their own business, do you have any thoughts on that too?
Oh, I sure do. You know, again, I was one of the people that always did the 9 to 5 thing for my first 15, 20 years. And then I became an entrepreneur, and first as a real estate agent and then going into Feng Shui. I was a real estate agent for quite a long time, and I ended up being one of the owners of the company, and I ended up just selling it after finding and discovering Feng Shui. So it's not a simple situation to be an entrepreneur. You know, Lisa's finding that out right now too, and it's something that is very, very enjoyable in a lot of ways, and it gives you an awful lot of freedom. But you need to learn how to actually go about finding people that really, really, really need you. And there are a lot of people out there that need you, I promise you. And everybody has an environment of some sort or another. Everybody is trying to improve all the time. And, you know, you need to really find a way of actually being consistent with what you're bringing in. And many, many people that go into this business or really anything in an entrepreneur business quite often then give up. And it's sad, you've taken all this time and effort to be this or to be that, and then all of a sudden you just say, wow, I'm just not getting anywhere. So one of the things that I think probably made me a success is that I had my experience in real estate as an entrepreneur. I had nobody that I really had to rely on or talk to, or anybody that tell me what to do, basically. But I did know that I didn't want to go back to 9 to 5, and so there was an awful lot of motivation there. So I had to learn how to find people who needed what I could do, and so that really helped me an awful lot. We're very good at that, Lisa and I. We're very good at finding people who need what we have to offer, and one of the great things about this business is that you're helping people. And so everybody needs help, everybody needs guidance. And you'll find out that, again, we have been through the wars and the battles at this point, and we have a pretty good idea of how to find people who really, really could use you. So yeah, entrepreneur can be tough, but boy, can it be very rewarding.
Yeah, I always think of, my dad always said to me, starting out my entrepreneurship is, if it were easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
And it takes like a courage beyond courage that you had never knew that you were going to have. And everyone always tells stories, well, it's like a roller coaster, or it's like jumping out of a plane without a parachute. But it feels so scary at times, I think, especially in a business where you're an entrepreneur, you've created your business, especially if it's a holistic business, especially if it's Feng Shui, for example, and you're very much wearing your heart on the outside every day. Your business, I think it applies to anything that's created entrepreneurship. Your business is an extension of you, just like your space. And when things don't happen as you envision, it hurts. Like it really feels like a wound to your body in a way. So it's a unique experience. I applaud everyone and anyone who tries entrepreneurship, but and I'll add to what Steve says too. It's something, as we're talking about helpful people and then having the people around you, it's important to have people ahead of you who are already doing what you desire to do. So to have your leaders, your mentors, those who are going to be candid with you about the experience, and also just show you it's possible. That doesn't mean you have to do things their way, but just to see that what you desire is possible, and walking around out there is so much. It's so much to empower you. And so I think that's, really where you and I are, as you have been a great mentor to me, Steve, and quite frankly, you appeared at the exact right time that I needed you to appear to help me on this journey. But I think we very much desire to be that for others in a bigger way, and just foster that. I love going back to the I Ching, talking about being that flame with the candles around you and being able to reignite each other. That's something that conjures that like group experience, that mentorship, and having the different levels of expertise around you to all operate together and collaborate.
Right. And talking about different schools, I have 3 different designations, and Lisa can talk about this too, that I really feel like we're a little different. We're different in a way where we're really trying to help you hit the ground running. And so we've got an awful lot of great information in our training, and I would never, ever want to give that up. But I do think one of the big differences is that we really give you some of the tools to get started. And so I like that about us. I like that about what we do. And I don't want people to fail or quit after 1 year. I want them to really enjoy the process and enjoy their new company or whatever. And I just think the freedom part of it to me is time is so valuable. And instead of having to be at an office at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and have to have everything controlled for you, that never really appealed to me. I can remember when I was working in the corporate world at AT&T for 5 years, that the idea of sitting in that cubicle much longer would drive me crazy. So I had to get out of that situation, and thank God my wife was very, very much backing me up to get out and do what I'm doing. So
Yeah, a lot of themes that we're talking about, I think they're probably resonant with people who are watching. I know a lot of you out there are entrepreneurs. We would love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to us via the links provided in my bio. You can learn more. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui as we're completing this energy upgrade with you today. But I do feel a big entrepreneurship theme coming through in this session. So I know you're out there. If you're working corporate right now, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling not seen for the gifts and why you're brought here to this world, if you desire to make a bigger impact in the world, and I think Steve too, we would love to hear from you. You may be a great fit for our program, maybe not. But the good thing is Steve and I are very well connected within these fields. And if you are a great fit with us, we'd love to have you. But also, if we're not a great fit, we know the right people to refer you to, because we believe so much in doing the right thing. We want to make sure we show up for you. Likewise, we desire that you want to put 100% into what you're doing. And again, this is not a magic button that we have, but we do have a good grasp on what the elements are to success and happiness. And we can't say enough how happy we are to be able to share that and include people in our lifestyle that we've developed. And it's so very easy. It's so much easier than what Steve, I was thinking about when I was younger and I was reading all the different schools of thought, all the books. I think I started out with classical and compass, and I didn't know any better, but I collected the library of all the books I could get my hands on once I realized what Feng Shui was. And then I didn't understand that they needed to be separate schools of thought. So I started to try to mix them. And then I got confused. And then I got sad because nothing was working. And then when I met you, you came to work with me on my house while I was trying to sell it. And I realized it's really very important to focus in on the school of thought that resonates with you. And then it becomes simple. And do you feel that our methods actually I feel they are, but they feel very simple to me.
I think when I first started off and started to develop my own way of thinking, you might say, in my own business, I wanted to make it a step-by-step situation that could be easily explained. To me, that is one of the more important things, easily explained so somebody could actually take it. But we're very good about doing that. There are going to be people out there that are not sure about certain things, but we teach how to explain it in a very simple, easy way. We don't want to make this complex. And there are so many fantastic techniques and cures that you would certainly buy in on and really be able to use them in a very powerful way. But yeah, we have definitely developed this so that it comes across as something that you need to practice, but you definitely need, you definitely understand that it's really not that complex, and it can be put together in your own style in a lot of ways too.
I love that. I think it's so important to be able to understand who you are as an individual and adapt to the Feng Shui and the balance and harmony that you desire in your life in your own personal way. It really becomes a part of you. And I think that's what's exciting to me too about each class is I realize that our students are Feng Shuiing from day one. As soon as we teach them any little bit of the basics under our guidance, they're sharing, okay, well, I'm starting to recognize this in my environment, and let me show you this room, and let's see, it becomes, it's kind of like when we're, learning to walk before we can run. It's very exciting to see people just really like, how many times do we have our second or third class and people show up and they're like, okay, I was just having a dream about everything we talked about. And I looked around my whole house and now I'm looking for poison arrows.
Yeah. You know, what sets us apart in a lot of ways, we do an awful lot of live webinars, and it's not all recorded. So, we're very, very different in our upcoming class in October 1st and 2nd. We're going to be going two days that are live. And then the rest of the course, which is about 4 weeks, is going to be done with Zoom. And so it's all interactive. We can see you, you can see us, we share things. So it's a very interactive kind of environment that, we both love. And so we're going to go live for a couple of days in October.
I'm so excited. I love the live experience and sharing the energy within the room. And
Yeah.
I love Zoom too. Great way to connect, but nothing replaces the personal
Yeah.
in-person experience. So what's really cool, everybody watching, we were just talking about the energy of great abundance that you're on right now in relation to your goal and intentions that you wrote down on your piece of paper. The changing energy is even, I dare to say, it's even more beautiful. It's the energy of innocence, and it's the energy of sky above and thunder below. And the energy of innocence, I mean, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is like a baby or a child, and that wonder and awe, that sense of just everything is so inspiring. But innocence implies a natural harmlessness, an openness and pure intentions, unsullied by ulterior motives. The condition of innocence has less to do with age than with attitude. Innocence springs from the heart that remains open to joy and wonder. Innocence, when guided by a firm faith in what is just and balanced, brings supreme success. And Steve, you and I have been talking a lot about this recently, especially as we're developing and launching our new programs, is there's nothing more powerful than having a business that brings you joy and lights you up and inspires you.
Oh boy, is that true. I mean, I look back on my life, and like I said, I started as a teacher coach in New Jersey, and I did that for 9 years. Went into the corporate world, again, a 9 to 5 situation, somebody always hovering over me, and so and then going back to teaching. So the whole way of me traveling through life is, I think, got me to this point in a lifestyle that I really enjoy. I love being creative. I think probably most of you do, but the creativity part of it is something that sometimes is missed. And I like helping people. I like being creative, and I like being able to sort of manipulate my schedule as much as possible too. But there's just so many opportunities in this field. I hope that you decide that you maybe want to join us. But
I think it's cool too. And I see, like, when you're in that creative energy, Steve, and I know
yeah,
you have you have that manifesting generator energy about you. You light up when you have lots of creativity around you. You're creating lots of projects, new ideas, visionary ideas, and making them happen. But the really cool thing is when you're doing this and you're in the energy of creating, it's not for the money, it's for helping people. It's for serving a need. It's for
yeah,
also just creating something beautiful.
yeah. I mean, to me, it's a joy. I mean, I when I don't have something that I'm working on, some kind of a task or some new module, it's somewhat disappointing to me. I really love doing that. I'm working on a couple of new modules right now to add to our library. We have a fantastic library at this point already. But yeah, I mean, I love that situation. And I think a lot of you will see that the time and the effort that we put into our materials definitely resonates that, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, and so the I Ching talks a little bit about this energy. It's the hallmark of innocence is a willingness to treat all creatures with compassion and respect. Those who possess a pure heart are best guided by their instincts and intuition, which is what we're talking about right here. Thinking too much severs links with the guidance of the heart. So a lot of our creativity, it's not coming from our head, it's coming from our heart, that open-heartedness. And I think that our business model, all of our business models are very open-hearted. And that's where that creativity and that wellspring comes from. It doesn't come from our thinking. It happens when we really tap into how are we showing up? How are we serving? And then we build on that. It's not backwards. It's not we have this quota to make for the quarter and we're going to work it backwards into this program. Not at all.
We make ourselves very, very available to folks because, we're trying to help you. I mean, so, we're only a phone call away or an email away. And so we have people from years ago that are still contacting us. And that has always been my case. And I'm sure Lisa's too. It's just, we're just there. We're there for you. So.
I'm thinking back to, and I'm going to say hello to any of my clients that are watching today. I'm thinking back to a Yi Jing reading I did with a client recently. And we were talking about that like wellspring of life, or the well, and how we replenish our well and the energy within our well so we can show up and serve others. And there's nothing more replenishing. Well, first we have, Steve and I talk a lot about self-care, nourishment, taking care of our bodies and mind, but it's very replenishing of our well within the intrinsic school of Feng Shui to see the success of our students, to hear from them, to experience their happiness and to celebrate with them. And so I encourage you, anyone who wrote down, and you might have a personal goal that's written down in your paper, but I have a feeling a lot of you have business goals written down based on this reading. And think about, what are you doing right now? Is it lighting up your day? Are you excited to wake up each day? Are you grateful? Perhaps it's time to make a change. And Steve and I aren't saying everybody's a Feng Shui professional, but we do believe wholeheartedly that Feng Shui can be integrated into everyone's lifestyle to help improve whatever their business is, whatever their personal life is. It's a way to, I think a lot of anxiety and depression comes from feeling out of control and being stuck in the muck instead of having that bird's eye view of all of the seasons of life. And when you start to learn the foundations of Feng Shui, even just the foundations, and learn about the yin and yang energies, it helps to give you this sense of control, like regaining control, and little things that you can do to help push the needle forward and feel that momentum exists.
I think all of us are looking for some kind of control in the world, in our lives. And certainly it's almost in some cases an impossible thing because life goes up and down all the time. I know that I've been searching for that kind of situation, and there are certain things that I can control, and thank goodness that I know what those are, I guess. But there are certain things that you can't. But you can, and you certainly can control, to a large degree, how you spend your day, how you maybe even make a living. But so many people just get on that wheel and just keep, walking on that darn wheel and never get off of it. And then they retire, hopefully earlier than later. And then they wonder what to do with themselves. The neat thing about Feng Shui is that you can do it in retirement. In a sense, I am. So.
Yeah, especially in retirement age, and for those who want to stay active and engaged and with like-minded and helpful, constructive people. You're right. That's a great fit for people who are nearing retirement, and in a way that they can take their life path journey and all the experiences and careers that they've had and bring it into something new.
Yeah, no, I definitely, people in their 60s and 70s, if you're looking for something to, really make you feel more creative and help people, this is a great way of doing it. There's so many people that need help and need some direction. But I've always brought this up to people since I've been teaching for a long time about Feng Shui. What an easy thing to do for your whole life. I remember I was on my college tennis team, and I thought, well, gee, I can do this for my whole life. Well, something, I can, because my back is not a real good one. But, I'm always looking for things that I can do for most of my life and enjoy. And this is one of those things that you can do.
Yeah. And I love that the schools of thought that we are teaching are schools of thoughts that are ever changing. They're
Mhm.
adapting with the modern times. They adapt with modern architecture, the electronics that we're interfacing with every day.
Yeah.
Those all have an impact on us. And even those goals that we wrote down at the beginning of this session, there are ways that we can use modern placements of objects with intention or colors, or the list goes on in ways that are simple. Certainly you can make it fancy. You can go out and totally redesign your house if you want, but you can get started right away today. And I feel like, and I'm going to jump into doing the emotional aura part of this session, but I feel like a big theme that's coming through in this Yi Jing reading in ways that we can help the viewers, the energy upgrade viewers at home, move forward more with clarity and ease. If it didn't pop into your mind during the session, I would invite you to activate your helpful people area of your home or your office environment. Steve, while I pull up the emotional aura system to share with everyone, can you tell them a little bit about the helpful people energy and how they might be able to simply just right now today activate it?
Sure, sure. One of the tools that you learn in any school of Feng Shui is the use of something called the Bagua, or it's an energy map, energy template. And our school, you lay it over the front door of your environment. Again, whether it's a house or an office or whatever. But the helpful people area is located to your right in the front. So if you're standing in your front, um, at the front door, it's actually to your left. But if you're looking from the street, it's the corner on the right, it's the quadrant on the right. And helpful people has an awful lot to do with other people in your life that we all need to actually succeed. And one of the examples I've always given with respect to real estate is to get to a closing and to actually get it to work. There are so many different hands or fingers in the pie that not everybody agrees on a lot of things. So trying to get everybody on board doing the right thing, whether it's the lender, the inspector, or whoever, but there are 5 or 6 people that we need to make sure that they're satisfied. So the helpful people area is a very, very important aspect of Feng Shui with respect to getting people on your side to work with you. And so we always work the helpful people area in almost every situation. So it's a very, very important aspect of things. It has another part to it called travel, but I always think of it primarily of getting people that are going to be mentors and people that are going to help us to succeed. And so very, very important.
Yeah, I love that. And I think one of my favorite cures that and you can stop me if I'm not allowed to share this with everyone, but one of my favorite cures for the helpful people area is placing a globe. And can you tell everyone why a globe might be an easy element to place?
Sure. Every one of the quadrants, and there are 9 of them, every one of them has a dominant element, and the dominant element in helpful people is metal. And so you want to make sure that a lion's share of the energy in there is metal. But the globe that Lisa brought up is a sphere, and a sphere is the actual shape that actually brings that into account. Now you can bring metal by color, like grays and even white and so forth. But you can bring any of the elements in by color, object, and shape. So the globe is an object, but it's also a shape too. So the shapes are circles and spheres. So great way to bring in a globe of some sort. If you're working on your children's bedroom, for example, and you want to do something to up the metal, a globe is a great way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So if you are watching at home and you needed some ideas to activate and to call in your helpful people and bring some harmony to the relationships that can be supporting you right now, placing a globe is really beautiful. It can symbolize metal. And it contains, if you think about it, what I love about globes is it contains all of the elements. And Steve, I love learning, like that's one of my favorite things I learned from you. Globes are really popular out there right now. You'll see a lot of them on Etsy, different stores. You can buy them that have messages painted on them. You can write your own mantra on them. And also, what we will teach you within the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui, and if you're working with your Feng Shui master or practitioner and helping to support you, are how you can use other elements to help manipulate and direct energy to help create these areas and fill in the energy where you need it the most. And we're not going to get too in depth in it today because it would take a lot of time, and we're going to keep this surface level today. But if you desire to learn more, you can reach out to me and Steve in the links provided in the description. And you can certainly Google the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui, and we'll share a little bit more of that with you too before we leave. And I'm going to check in on our emotional aura, our frequency calibration using the SRC for you and see where we are with that. We should be wrapping up on it. So as I'm talking about emotional aura and energy, I'm talking about personal energy. And in Feng Shui, we recognize that everything is an energy. The energy of ourselves, the energy in between all the things, the energy around us. And our spaces are an extension of us in a very personal way, whether that be our household or our workplaces and spaces. But what we're working with right here using this quantum software that I've worked into the energy upgrade system is tapping into your emotional, all of the aura fields around you, and picking up on things that impermeations caused by stress. And this is picking up on things in your levels of awareness that you might not even quite know. Whew. Okay, hold on one second. I'll talk a little bit more about this, but I'm going to ask you to do is write down. This has been auto-generated. This isn't something that Steve or I pre-programmed in. But what the message is that will bring harmony to your emotional aura field right now, you tuning in and Steve and I watching. The most important thing about goals is having one. And I feel that really really encapsulates everything we've been talking about in a very unique way, the underlying theme the most. And I'm going to ask that you write this down in cursive. I ask that you write it down in cursive because one of my mentors in training and using this software helped me to realize a really cool fact, and there's science behind this too, is writing in cursive allows you to integrate different areas of your brain that you otherwise don't use. And so it's very sad that cursive is going away as an art. Writing in script doesn't do this, typing it doesn't do it. It does help to say it out loud as well. But writing in cursive allows this message and these words to integrate within the different levels of your awareness that you might not even use. And intrinsically, that's what we would like to do because these are healing words. Words contain an energy, and boy, they can help us or they can hurt us. And this is the message for us right now today to help restore. The most important thing about goals is having one. So what this did was remove things that no longer served us within our energy field around us. That is, the victim comes to identify with the abuser and breaking that paradigm. Underlying that is a negative self trait of second rate or class. And then needing to access finding your soulmate and don't settle for less. Now, all of these messages are within our emotional aura field at this time. It could have resulted from a conversation that you've had with a friend. Could be from a TV show in the background while you work, or a song from a lyric, or it could be something that you've experienced recently. And this is a great way to reduce stress. I encourage you to repeat the most important thing about goals is having one several times a day and allow that to really integrate within your mindset and practice. And Steve, did that hit a button with you too?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've always been a big doer and big user of goals. And I remember the first time I ever found out about goals. It's just like, why didn't somebody teach me this a long time ago? How to go about a goal and how to break it down into parts and all that kind of stuff. It's something that should be taught in all of our schools. And, it is certainly very, very important aspect of whatever we're doing. And so anyway, we definitely get involved with that in our school and in our mentoring. It's very, very pivotal that you not only have a goal, but that you are being asked how you're doing and if you're keeping up with it.
Yeah, being held accountable, holding yourself accountable, and having people and support around you to also help hold you accountable to that goal, and sharing them, those shared intentions. When you say it out loud, when you say your goal out loud, even just to the world, if no one's around you, that's powerful. And then imagine sharing that with people that you trust, that they only want to see you succeed towards this goal. And then one day realizing and looking back that you've achieved that goal. It's a really beautiful, powerful experience. I love these sessions, and it feels so harmonious in the way that they flow in the conversations. And before we leave everyone today too, before we jump on over and share what we've been working on, Steve, I'm going to send some frequencies to support those. And this is very similar to us blessing, or we can clear, we can bless manually as Feng Shui practitioners, but through this system, I can also send some energy and frequencies everyone's way. So I want to send everyone the energy of abundance and helpful people. Steve, anything coming to mind that we should send everyone that's been experiencing this with us today?
Well, go ahead and put down the word goal.
Oh, yes. How could I not say that? Goal. I feel like I need to say empowerment too, like that.
Okay.
Empowered intention.
Yeah.
Don't just dream it, do it, right?
That's
like
right.
If people are dreaming of starting a business and they see something that resonates from them, like reach out and grab it, because the time's now. You know what, one of our students, Anita, said recently in an interview, she wakes up and she says, yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not here. All we have right now is now. And I know that's a famous quote, and that's something that she's personalized to herself. And I might have butchered the quote, but the energy of now, and right now the energy is of, yes, it's of abundance, it's of wonder and joy. And if there's a dream and you wrote it down on your paper, if there's a way that you can make it happen in any way, push the needle forward, do it. That empowered intention. And also I want to see clarity in recognizing next steps. And creativity. I felt like we said creativity a few times. And wisdom and knowledge. Anything else coming to your mind, Steve?
No, I think
it feels comprehensive.
Done very well.
So I'm going to let this run in the background. It's going to support those who are interacting with us today in this session and watching the recording for 2 weeks. So, and if this is resonating with you, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach out, give us a call. You can email us, provided you can reach out to the links via the description. And before we leave you today, Steve and I have created together a new program and opportunity. And we're going to share that with you and have the courage to share what we've been working on with all of you out there. And hopefully it will inspire some of you, perhaps on your own journey, or perhaps it may be something that's intriguing to you as well. Let me close out I need to feng shui my computer. Close out some of my windows here. Yeah, I think, and if you want to tell everyone too, you know, I feel like we've been having this nudge, like the nudge in the direction of creating something even bigger than what we have around us. Okay. And in terms of opening up our live session here.
You know, I think in a lot of ways, the two of us have been mentors for a long time.
Yeah.
And so this seems like the perfect offshoot for us to get into this. There's a lot of people that have been asking about how we do things, how we're successful, and how do you go about doing your business. And so anyway, we have put together, Lisa has put together this beautiful page on our site, and so we're really very excited about the idea of being able to help a lot of different people, including people that have already got their certification in Feng Shui. A lot of
Yay,
them are
I'm
long.
so excited. Yeah, it's so right now we are showing up and desiring to meet the needs of those within our Feng Shui community, those who have already taken certification courses. They have all of their certificates on their wall and they desire to jump full-fledged into a full-time Feng Shui business of their own. And so we're starting here. Right, we're going to put one foot in front of the other, and we're going to start with our Feng Shui community, those who have graduated with us and with other schools. We want to show up and be there for you and to help you get into that next level. And we're feeling called to share with you our secrets, our personal secrets to success, the way that we operate our businesses. How do we attract our clients? And we believe it doesn't have to be a hard process. It can be, we want to make it simple, right?
Right, definitely. I remember the people that I took my first class with, there was about 12, 13 people in the class, and I kept up with several of them, and most of them did really pretty much nothing with it. And then there was one person, a lady from Boston, that definitely was running a Feng Shui business and this and that. And then even that started to peter out on her. So I'm the only one of that class of, again, 16, 17 years ago that is doing anything with it. And I do think a lot of it lends itself that most people in the holistic fields just don't have any idea how to market, who to go after. And so, we have now developed a way of probably helping anybody in those fields to really go to another level, like Lisa said.
Yeah, I think what's really cool too is it feels like play. It's brought us so much joy to be able to create these systems and to share them together for our own success, for our students' success, and to see our student graduates stepping into their full-time business practice as Feng Shui professionals and really just feeling so proud that they don't just have the certificate, they are making it happen. And if there's a way to sustain your lifestyle, and I share very candidly in many different ways my journey in my life. And Steve knows I've been working in Feng Shui full time for a little over 3 years with a great diverse background in corporate. But, I'm here to share with people that you can have a life, you can be a single mom and have 2 kids even, and operate your businesses and actually be able to provide for yourself full time from your Feng Shui business. And it's using the strategies and they feel like, there's so much joy and whimsy in our strategies and very a practical nature as well. So you and I, Steve, we're like the yin and yang of Feng Shui and teaching and implementing, right?
Yeah, we are. We definitely are, which is a good mix.
Yeah, I think it's a good mix. I think sometimes people like to hang out with us. And I think that many will find that our systems are easy to integrate into their life. And you in particular, I think our life experience in marketing, and I share here, you're in the top 10% of LinkedIn profiles. You found that to be very successful and have taught a lot about that. Being able to share your experience as a Feng Shui professional for many, many years, coming from related fields. I think, there's a bit of vulnerability when it comes to sharing our secrets to success, but I also feel a great calling. We're doing the right thing.
Right. I do too.
So yeah, we invite you to come on over to our website, check out this business mastery program to see if it's something that you might be interested in. Right now, we are rolling it out for Feng Shui professionals. And if you're feeling called to join us in the profession, it's not too late to start. We're still operating our classes. And one day we hope to invite you into this excelled program. You can meet our other student, graduates, and alumni. And we've really created a very robust program that will keep your interest, that will support you and meet you where you are, giving you a group experience as well as a little bit of interpersonal. And as a bonus, we will be practicing a lot of my Feng Shui, my energy upgrade work, and honing in on Feng Shui applications that you can do to sustain your energy as you're up leveling into your career. At this time, we do require an application. You can go check it out, fill it out, and we're just looking to see where you are in your Feng Shui career so we can meet your needs. And I do foresee in the future that we will be opening up this program after a while in a broader way. I feel that's around the corner. So we invite you to check out our website. Let us know if you have any questions at all. And we're very proud to share this. And it does feel like I'm sharing like a little bit of our heart with everybody out there. But it takes courage and to push that needle forward and to grow our community.
Yeah, we both have courage. There's no doubt about it.
Yes. And you have a lot of courage for showing up with me in my energy upgrade session. I know this is your first time. I'm very honored to have you. And I hope that you'll come back with me someday and we can do more of these sessions and sharing with everybody. Anything, Steve, that you want to leave everyone with today before we let them go out into the wild?
Yeah, I would like to tell you that two of us are, as she said, the yin and yang, and but we're both really do have a lot of sensitivity for folks. We do really care about making sure that you succeed and that you enjoy this, that you get your money's worth if you decide to join us. But Lisa is an amazing partner, amazing person. I'm very fortunate to have been able to find her. And you'll find out that working with her and myself are going to be, in both cases, something that you're going to find out it's going to be very enjoyable.
Yes, yeah, and it's enjoyable for us. I always have a good time. I mean, yeah, and we would love to grow and help support you as you're transforming and up leveling and wherever you are in your life path journey. I want to thank everyone for tuning in with us today and hanging out, sharing your energy with me and Steve. We are from the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui. You can learn more about us in the links provided in the description, and you can go down the rabbit hole of watching all of our videos together. We have so much more to offer, and it's been a great honor. I thank each and every one of you for sharing your energy with me today in the energy upgrade session. And remember, the most important thing about goals is having one, as we talk about intention and intuition. And Steve and I look forward to chatting with you all very soon, answering any questions. And Steve, what's your closing line?
My closing.
Yeah. I'll put you in the spot. Mine is many blessings times 9.
Okay.
What is yours?
Well, my usual closing line is, may the chi be with you.
I love it. So many blessings times 9, and may the chi be with you. And we will see you all very soon. And thanks for letting us share with you today.
Right.
Have a good one. Thanks so much, Steve.
You're very welcome.
Talk to you in a little bit,
Okay.
probably 5 minutes.
Okay. Sounds
okay.
good.
All right.
Okay.